So my husband's going to be turning 40. He's not a huge dessert guy, but there's one dessert that he loves, and I'm gonna show you how to make it. We are gonna make maple cheesecake cups. Cheesecake is about the only cake that he likes. We're gonna be starting with the star, which is this Tillamook cream cheese. I love this brand because, as you can see, it doesn't have any gums in it. I've talked about this before, but it's so important. Gums are terrible for your gut. This brand doesn't have them. Also, the Walmart brand, I think it's Good Better, I think is what it is, also doesn't have them. So we're gonna start with 12 ounces of cream cheese. You wanna make sure that your cream cheese is at room temperature. That's just gonna help it mix a little bit better. So this has been sitting out for maybe a half hour, 40 minutes. Second thing, normally what does cheesecake and every cake has? It has a bunch of sugar, exactly. So we are going to use a natural sweetener with our organic maple syrup. I get this at Costco because we use a lot of it. Obviously, I like if you can get it from somewhere up north. I grew up in Western New York and we had a maple farm right near our house, which was awesome, but that doesn't always happen depending on where you live. So I'm gonna go in with 1/3 of a cup of maple syrup. So I'm gonna pour that in. What you wanna do before you add anything else, we're gonna mix this. And we're gonna mix it until it's nice and smooth and creamy. You can see how that's nice and smooth. Next, we need 2 eggs. We're gonna add them one at a time and blend them in between, making sure that it is nice and mixed in. So there's one. Here's my second one. Now it's looking like cheesecake. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a teaspoon of vanilla. And then last but not least, just a sprinkle of salt, not much. Then we're gonna blend real quick. The other thing I love about this dessert is it's actually really, really simple to make. It's not gonna take that long. Last thing, I wanna just scrape those edges, make sure that I combine everything. And as you can see, you shouldn't have any lumps or bumps. It's nice and smooth. This is gonna make excellent cheesecake. We're gonna bake our cheesecake cups at 325. Normally a whole cheesecake you would bake at 350, but because we wanna make sure these don't dry out because they're smaller, we're gonna go ahead and bake them at 325. So now we're going to fill our cups. I already put muffin cups in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fill these about 3/4 of the way full. This recipe is gonna make anywhere from about 10 to 12 cheesecakes. I went ahead and did 10 because I wanted to make sure these were nice and full. And then the last thing you might wanna do is just kind of stamp them down like that. Again, we're baking at 325 for, we'll start checking them around 20, 22 minutes. So it's been about 22 minutes or so in my oven, and you can see these are done, but still a tiny bit jiggly. That's about what you want. So now we are going to, first of all, I want to lower my oven to 300. So you want it just a tiny bit lower. And then I'm going to go ahead and mix up this last part of this, which, do they smell good?
Yeah, they do.
Child approves, see? You're gonna see this is gonna happen as they cool. They're going to drop a little bit in the middle, and that's good. This is going to let us have room for our second layer. We want about a cup of sour cream. All right, and we're gonna eyeball this a little. My cup is so worn out because I use it so much, but there is writing on the side. So we're gonna go in with about a cup of this, 2 more tablespoons of our maple syrup. So we want a little bit of maple syrup, so 2 tablespoons of that, a 1/2 teaspoon more of our vanilla. And we are going to blend that together. Get that nice and smooth. Now we have these nice little drops in our cream cheese, or cheesecake, I should say, cheesecake muffins. We're just going to fill the wells. We are gonna pop these back into the oven for 5 to 8 minutes, and just to let that cook and set just a little bit. And remember, your oven's at 300, so I'm gonna put these back in. It's been about 8 minutes. We're gonna pull these out of the oven, and you're gonna see that that just gave a little bit of time for this to set a little bit. It's still gonna be a little bit jiggly. That's how you want it. So now what we're gonna do is we need to let these cool, all right? I'm not going to pull them out quite yet. I'm gonna let them cool for a minute. I'm gonna then put them on my cooling rack, let them come down to room temperature, and then I'm gonna stick them in the fridge to chill overnight. And then I'll show you how we're gonna top them tomorrow for my husband's birthday. All right, so our cheesecake cups are done. They've been in the refrigerator overnight. They come out nice and solid like this. When you unwrap them, you can see what it looks like. You could pick it up and eat it just like a cheesecake bite, but we're not gonna do that because it's a special celebration. So I'm gonna serve these with a little dollop of whipped cream, as much or as little as you would like. You could get fancy and pipe it on, but we're not fancy like that. And then we're going to put some fresh blueberries on and around. We're gonna serve it like that. And I want you to see when we cut this thing open, you can see that sour cream layer? Got your cheesecake, your sour cream layer, and your whipped cream. Let's taste it, see how it is. That's right. So good. Gotta try it. I'll put the recipe down in the description.